Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the RSX. I don't know if you guys seen my RSX already. I'll show you guys a quick glance at it. It's a 2006 base model. Yeah, so this is the car right here. I've done a few stuff to it already. I'll show you guys the back real quick. I did a rear Mugen lip for my rear bumper. I did a Type S lip. She's looking clean. One of the biggest problems I've ran through owning an RSX was that water kept getting inside my trunk, and I fixed that by replacing the tail light gasket, and I bought silicone and I sealed all the cracks, and that helped solve the problem. Yeah, so I'll show you guys real quick where I put silicone. So one of the spots that I put silicone was right here. There's a stress crack, and this is a common problem with these cars. Usually over time it'll crack right here. It'll be like a vertical line or vertical crack or horizontal, and water will seep through it and go inside your trunk. So what I did was I took a little layer of silicone, I placed it over the crack, and it helps seal it so water doesn't pass through it. Another spot was right here where this tail light is. There was a big gap and water was going inside through here. So what I did was I took some silicone again, sealed it up, and it helped solve the problem. So these were the results of water being trapped inside my trunk for a month or two. It rusted out this right here. There's some rust spots over there which we will be fixing in today's video. And what else? Oh, also it started to mold my spare tire. As you guys can see, there's some white stuff.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's mold from all that water sitting inside the trunk and the spare tire laying in it. For this project, the tools that we're going to be using is a wire brush and sandpaper. I got 40 grit and 300. So looking at this, most of the rust is right here. This is where the spare tire is held. So we're going to take the wire brush and we're going to start scraping off the rust. Alright, at this point in the game, we already scraped off the rust with this wire brush. So we're going to have to hit it more. So this time we're going to use the sandpaper. We're going to move on to the 40 grit. This is much stronger, so if you guys got to wear a mask or something, I'll advise you to wear one. So let's take the 40 grit. I've been hitting it with a 40 grit for a minute now on the left side, and as we can see, the metal is starting to be exposed. That's what we want. So we're gonna do the same thing to the right side, and everywhere we see rust in here until we get it ready for primer. And once we primer it, we'll be ready for paint. Alright, now we're going to take the 40 grit sandpaper and I'm going to start sanding down the rusted spots. Alright, so I was able to sand it down as best as possible to bare metal, as you guys could see. So I taped it up, and my next step will be to apply a coat of primer. It's a sandable primer, as you guys can see. We're gonna put a coat here, and a coat up there. Alright, that's the first coat of primer. We're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes until it dries up, and then we'll be hitting it with a second coat. Alright guys, so we finished with the primer step. It took me 2 coats to cover up all the imperfections, but we got it done. As you guys can see, it looks a lot better. You don't see any rust anymore. I'm gonna sand it down smooth, and after we're gonna paint it. I finished ordering the paint. It's gonna be arriving in 3 days, so I'll fill you guys in once it arrives. But we're gonna be painting this back here and this bottom frame here where the side skirt goes, because it was starting to rust out. So I did the same job. I sanded it down. Sorry guys, a freaking bird. But I sanded it down and I put primer. So we're gonna be painting that. Yo, what the f